Ba-da-dum, ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, Yashiveinu Hashem Eilecha. Hashem Eilecha. V'noshuva. Hadishameinu Yameinu Ke'elet. Oy, oy, oy. Yashiveinu Hashem Eilecha. Hashem Eilecha. V'noshuva. Hadishameinu Yameinu Ke'elet. Voch gotta tell you, that was the best singing we had since day one. We have a lot of choshev guests. Welcome back. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name again?
Chaim Reese.
And you brought with you Abe?
Abe Belsky.
He's a kavua. He's already kavua. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
Grandson. This is my grandson.
Shalom Aleichem.
Aaron Reese from Waterbury, learning in yeshiva here.
Givaldik.
Learning Voch.
What's your name? You look very familiar.
Joe Kessel, Efrat.
Efrat. First time. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Who are these fans? Oh, they're your fans. What's your name?
Jared Shaiwitz.
From?
Woodman.
Shalom Aleichem. You?
Moshe Shaiwitz from West Hempstead.
Shalom. And it's coming up. You're next. What's your name? Hollywood, Florida. What, you got to see my dad a lot? No, that's it. He moved. It's done. Wow. Who else? There's a lot of guests here. What's your name? London. You're not old. Brother. But you're here. But you're not here. Okay. You live here? Where do you live? You live in London. Cool. Very nice. Who else? Anybody else want to volunteer? Who? He's not new. That guy's not new. Shalom, what's your name?
Jeremy Shaiwitz from Woodmere.
Brother or something?
My son, my father, and my brother-in-law.
Ah. So it's shot that you let your father sit in the back like that? Oh. So we have the whole. Come in. What? There's no room here? Now, what's your name?
David Ryder.
The writer, the famous chazan, a beautiful voice, David. Where are you from?
From Toronto.
Toronto, Shalom Aleichem. Who's right behind you, David? Oh, you're in. You're in. And who's the guy to your right? What's your name? You're an old timer. Next, there's somebody hiding over there. That's Oshi. Okay, good. Anybody else want to say Shalom Aleichem over here? What's your name? From where?
Montreal.
Shalom Aleichem. Very nice. What's all this clapping? What's going on here? Montreal guys? What's your name? What's your name? Seaback from Baltimore. Shalom Aleichem. Who else? What do we got? Huh? It's never ending. Never ending. Huh? What's your name? Oh, for Stefansky, I get up. Shalom Aleichem. How you doing?
Good.
Long lost relative. What Stefansky are you?
My father's from Toronto.
What, from the Rebyankiv Stefansky family?
Grandfather's of
Akiva Stefansky. Okay, Givaldik. So your grandfather is my father's cousin. What does that make us? Related. Related. Who? Shalom, what's your... Hello, Kamiansky. LA, who's LA in the back? LA in the back. Oh, all the way in the back. What's your names? We got a record today. You guys had enough of the hotels? You coming in? What? No, it doesn't. I think it means no. No. Say this. No. Move that way. Good. Who's behind you? Eitan, who's behind you? Ask them what their names are. Menachem Z. Salomon from? Lakewood. And the guy right now, the guy with the blue shirt, the striped shirt. What's your name? I said already?
David Schultz, Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. Now I know. David Schultz. Woo! And then, okay, got it. Kids, there's more people. More, we'll get to them. Oh, Yashiveinu Hashem Eilecho Hashem. All right. Calm down. To this Rabbi, we have a big birthday here today. To the distinguished rabbi who transformed the lives of Yishakayach to the wonderful shirim, as well as inspiration. I would like to extend a heartfelt congratulations to the great Masmid who attends the shirim with true dedication twice a day, all year round, on the any circuit. None other than Rabbi Reuven Schwartz on his birthday. Valdik Yosef Navratsky. Yes. First of all, I have to say that you should have found peace of mind despite the inner struggles. I'll write you the full story of how you can learning Daf Yomi and another. Right now, I'm writing to you about something from yesterday. You said that the hostages were released, Baruch Hashem, and then, probably unintentionally, you said that perhaps you no longer need to say Tehillim. I received a number of these emails, and it wasn't unintentionally, it was intentionally. And let me explain. A lot of people don't understand. Tonight, at the minyan, at the Ma'ariv minyan, they said Tehillim. So I said, why? Yeah, we got it. So there's a big problem saying Tehillim in shul. It's great to say Tehillim. Don't stand over there. Do me a favor. So you have to sit down or something because I get distracted. It's a problem to say Tehillim as part of the tefillah. Big problem. The Vilna Gaon says it's asur. So I'm a gronik, but I allow it here in the Beis Medrash. That's the minhag in Klal Yisrael. But you say it when there's a war, when there's a matter of sakana, Baruch Hashem. Officially, there's no war. No matter, you want to continue saying Tehillim, that's great. At home, not part of the Seder Tefillah, because Chazal instituted a certain Tefillah, and when you add any Pirkei Tehillim to it, it becomes problematic according to everybody. So they say, so are we in a Matzah Sakana? Lefi Aniyas Daiti Aklusha, and I think most people agree. Right now, we're always in a Sakana. Okay, so say Tehillim from today until Me'av Esrim. We don't have one of these sakanas that missiles are coming in and this and that. We're always under sakana. Okay, so I'm addressing that. You want to argue, you say there, anybody could argue. I think most shuls have stopped saying Tehillim. Yeah. Should you continue saying Tehillim? Yes, at home, say Tehillim on the way to shul, on the way you add a shul, in shul by yourself, but not as part of that the Chazan says it, that becomes the issue. We should actually say more Tehillim from now on. Okay, Givaldik, yes. Because ultimately, David HaMelech wrote, describes it when it went through. Well, very good. I'm not against Tehillim, just where we say it in the Seder HaTfilah. That was the issue. Okay. Shkoyach. This is sponsored by David Salomon, dedicated. Oh, we do have sponsors here, so maybe they're in. Reb Shmuel Baruch Ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doy Zichron Levracha. Second sponsored by Anonymous. Lili Nishmas Doy Shlomo Yehuda Ben Shmuel Chaim Asher Shokav Lo Ben Kodshim Kol Chaim. Anonymous. L'schus Refuah Shlomo Nachum Tzvi Ben Yenta. Sponsored by Skyberg Capital in honor of our friends Meir Kovacs Taki and Shamshi Shlafrak for the devotion to Torah study and the Shir. Joe Gedalius, Lili Nishmas, my father Jack Gedalius, Anonymous. Hatzlacha Baruch Nizu Begashmias. MBY Coffee Corner. By Rivka and Dr. Avram Epstein, daven for complete speedy recovery for Dr. Harold Goldmeyer. Multi-sponsors Anonymous from London, Parnasa B'Shefa. Anonymous, Baruch Adabili Yudim Yom Ben Chava and Baruch Tzvi Nissim Ben Shoshana Leah. Anonymous, L'Shon Toivim Tuka, L'Schus Aliyom Ben Chayit Dvaira, and in honor of my Chavrusa Simchala. Tzin Glicksman, Mazel Tov Natalia on her birthday. Urge Refuah Shleima for Chaim Yosef Ariel Ben Sarah Rezel. Weekly sponsors Anonymous for a winter filled with growth. MDY, you see, they missed the day because he's in America still. We got to get him back. Y'all see? Can't do this again. It's a whole month this guy was gone. And things like this happened. What's the guy,
Malka Bas Zev.
Malka Bas Zev.
His yard sign is tonight. And I know
his or hers?
Hers.
Her yard sign is tonight.
And tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's being sponsored by the Belsky family.
By the Belsky family.
Mr. Belsky is right here.
I see him.
I personally drove him here today.
Gewaldig. What a schus. And you're sitting on one of the chairs he donated to us. What's the name of the company again? I forgot. Chairmarket.com.
Gewaldig.
C-H-A-I-R.
Refuah Shleima, Yonatan Eitam Eveshev Bracha. Somebody get this guy out of here, quick. Refuah Shleima Mordechai Ben Esther. You know what? I think you should switch with Abe. He hasn't been sitting here in the okay, fine.
He won't say a word.
I know, and that's why I want him here. Refuah Hayel Daniel Zev Ben Hayel. That's it. We have a one ha'ara policy. Look at Ariel. He's holding himself back. He had a one-liner to say, but he's trying to use it later on in shir. Learn from him. Givaldi. Okay. Oh, that's wow. The boys say we're holding Daf Lamed Aleph Lamed Aleph. What?
Neriyah for the first time.
Neriyah, you said, or Neriyakov? I didn't hear. Neriyah. Givaldi. Now that's what I call a nice room. All MDY locations should be what?
That's what we had a shir.
Oh, we had a shir in that room. With the Berg. I don't see Berg in there. Is he there? Berg is there. That's him. The guy that just kissed, he took 40 kilo. That's like 88 pounds. How much is 40 kilo? 88 pounds of brisket and smoked it. Could you do that? How long would it take you? Seriously, how long would it take you to smoke 88 pounds of brisket? 2-3 days, no? It's a crazy amount of work. How many? Oh, if you have one of those machines. All right, you're up next, Eitan. Thank you. Hey, first of all, big shkoyach to Eitan. He's here. I can say shkoyach. He made the entire sukkah every day, including Hoshana Rabbah, pancakes and omelets and all the egg stuff. All him, so Yishkoyach didn't say a word. I haven't spoken to him from before till after, he just did it. So Yishkoyach Gadol Ma'oid. The boys, so here we go. Va'akati miboyrle l'tomei. So we're holding 3 lines from the top. So yesterday, we talked about a woman who is tamei. She's sort of tamei. She's in her full yoim period. We all learned a big chiddush here. Oh, my cousins are here. What a schus! Wow. Yishmak. Okay, if I don't see you for Shabbos, at least you come out to Shabbos. Wow. Chol. No cheers, mamish. Wow. We have a couple extra of those, but they're not here. Crazy. Okay. Anyway, so I apologize. We learned the whole sugya about a woman who gives birth. She's tummy for 7 days. Let's say if she had a boy, then she is tahar for 33 days. During those 33 days, we discussed this. She's considered a tfulas yom. She's nishtahi nishtahar. She's semi-tahar to her husband, but not tahar for truma, for kachim, that sort of thing. So, Vakatimi boile, says the Gemara, I don't understand how Rish Lakish could learn his drushes from this pasuk. He already uses up the pasuk. Vakatimi boile l'tomei shachal b'sar kodesh lifnei zrika. He's talking about after zrika. He's talking about different things. We need this pasuk for a tamei who ate kodesh before the zrika. Before zrika. The what? The itmar. Tamei shachal b'sar kodesh lifnei zrika. Rish Lakish amar loika. V'Reb Yochanan amar eina loika. Rish Lakish holds from this pasuk b'chol kodesh l'siga. You see that you receive malchus even though the zrika didn't take place yet. Friday, I prepared this on my table to bring this. This is malchus. We're talking about malchus. I'm not going to try it out. I used to try it. I tried it a few times. It doesn't work. So I had a chush of a guest come, Rabbi Chana Feinstein, with his whole family, his wife, his children, his married son. His married son sees this on the table. He starts laughing. He likes it. He starts trying to whip it. Doesn't go. And standing there, so I take it. I was like, no, this doesn't work. So they start cheering me on that I should whip the father. This is a Geshmaka family. So I tried it, and my luck, it worked. And it hit him right in the ear. It almost took his ear off. He was in such shock, and they started applauding, and they were like, wow, he got him! And he just came from America to say hello to me, and I whipped the guy right in the ear. I'm not going to try it, but something like this. This is malchus. Oh, it hurt. Because it was like on the way back, the snap of the wrist. boom, right in the ear. Okay. That was the Maisa, and with that I can finish the shir. Oh, you guys know Chanan Feinstein from okay. Anyways, he said I could say the story over only in the Hebrew shir. So Rish Lakish says if somebody touches or eats meat of kachim, of a carbon, before the zrika takes place, oh, I think he might have done something. I'm serious. Hold on. I don't remember. Is this? I didn't see it even. There's eating part of the. No, this is the. Oh. Right, I know, but you're supposed to do some. Oh. And where's this? Maybe to do this Rika here. No? Okay, forget it. I'm not going to show the same thing again. Seder. I just have to see what else he put in here. Fine. Oh, maybe it's. Oh, here. This is it. Here. He's eating kachim.
סליחה גבר. אסור. עדיין לא זרקתי. רק עכשיו את זורקת אדם?
Okay, yeah. So I did see this one on Friday. Okay, fine. So that's somebody that ate kachim before the zrika. The itmar, Tom Shachar B'Sar Kodesh L'Fnei Zrika, Shlok Shama Loika, Rabbi Yochanan Omar, Einoi, Loika. Shlok Shama Loika, why? B'chol Kodesh L'Siga. He learns from that pasuk. So he already uses up the pasuk. Loishna L'Fnei Zrika, V'loishna Lacha Zrika. Doesn't matter. Even before Zrika, you get Malchus. Rabbi Yochanan Omar, Einoi Loika, Ketani Bardala, Asya Tumasai Tumasai. Bardala learns, we had this the day before also. Here. Tumasai Tumasai, V'anefesh Sh'toicha Basam and Zevach Shel Hashem. It's a puzzle we're going to see soon. But Tumasai Olav, the person is Tamei, says Tumasai, and then it says Tamei Yeh. B'chiksiv, Ahu Lacher Zrika. So it says Rabbi Yochanan, you can't give him Malchus. Why? Because that whole puzzle is talking about after the Zrika. Okay, so before Zrika you don't get Malchus. Okay, so the question is on Rish Lakish. Why is Rish Lakish using our pasuk leisiga for other things? Says the Gemara, Imkein lema kra b'kodesh. We're learning it from the extra word b'chol kodesh. Why does it say b'chol? Tasha just say b'kodesh. My b'chol kodesh shma min otarti. So you can learn two limudim from it. Gufa. Tamei sha'acha b'sar kodesh. We just learned that if he eats the meat before the zrika, he gets malchus according to Rish Lakish. Amar Bayo, machlokes betumas haguf. Betumas basar derakol loika. So we're going to see there's two types of tumah that are possible. One is that he himself is tamei, and one is that the meat, the kachim, is tamei. Says Bayo that if the meat is tamei, everybody says you get malchus. And Rish Lakish is going to say that everybody says you don't get malchus. Domakra v'habasar. What does it mean v'habasar? So just show you over here. Here we go. Here's the pasuk. It says v'habasar, but you see what else it says there? It says v'habasar twice. So says the Gemara, since it says v'habasar twice, l'rabois eitzim u'levoina the labnei achilaninu. Trees are not edible. Wood is not edible. This is levaina, frankincense, not edible. So, nevertheless, the Torah says you get malchus for it. So, certainly, if somebody eats food before zrika, should I show that video, Benny? The one with the wood. Wood, and then he had little. Okay. It's from the Imoled Lo Yered guys. So here we go. That one I will play.
אני אשמח לאכול עצים. סליחה? עצים. הכי טוב שיש.
רגע, זה מה שהצלחתי למצוא.
מצוין. פריך. זה היה מוצלח.
אשמח לבוא גם מחר.
We have even better videos sometimes. The opposite. Machloikis b'tumas haguf, fine. We have a machloikis when a person himself is tamei. B'tumas basar, but when the kachim themselves are tamei, divrei hakol einu loike my taima. Kivin delay karina bei v'tumasay olav v'nichrasa. Since the pasuk is talking about after zrika, so you can't say v'tumasay. Oh, kivin delay karina bei v'tumasay olav v'nichrasa. There's already zrika sadam. So also, when the meat is tamei, must be that it's after the zrika sadam. You see that even, we just said, we brought that even wood and levaina, meaning it's even before the zrika. If you take the wood, you take the levaina, you put it into a kli shares, that's different. Why? There's nothing else going on with the levaina. You don't have zrikas hadam. You don't have anything else. So when you put the wood, the levaina, into a kli, so then that's the matir, so to speak. That's the thing that ends the avoida. The snan kol sheyesh lematirim. Anything that has like blood that you have to throw into the mizbeach or a mur, whatever it is. Mishakar v'matirov. When are you chayiv karas? When you do the final step. Kol she'ela matirim, but something like levaina and wood, mishakadosh b'kli, putting in the kli, that's what is the matir, and that's what gives the einash. Itmar hamala every behemoth tmei al gav mizbeach. It's mamish. Oh, parshas noyach. If you put non-kosher animals on the mizbeach. We have another. This guy made a bunch of interesting videos. I wasn't going to show any of them, but for the lack of better videos, I'm going to show it.
הנה הג'ירפה, איזה יופי, זברה, כן, וגם את הדינוזאור הזה, בדיוק. האריה, חמור, קנגרו, ודב גריזלי. יאללה, להעלות אותם בזהירות. חיות לא שגרתיות.
We don't have to explain anything in English. It's perfect for Parshas Noach, though. The only problem I have with this, I mean, it's perfect. Otherwise, the giraffe. The giraffe is kind of kosher, but if you bring any non-kosher animal onto the mizbeach, here's the question: Does he get malchus or not? Who's laughing? What's so funny? What did he say? What?
It's funny.
Oh, it's funny. Thank you. So, woman, I'll just pause it for a second. We're talking about, Rashi says, what kind of animals do you put on the mizbech? He says, horses and camels. So there's a famous mashal that a guy comes to the city and he sees everybody eating horse meat. From guys are eating horse meat. He says, what's pshat? So they tell him, because it's too complicated. The shech, you have to have the right knife, and what if you don't? The bdika of the heart, the lungs, and this and that. Somebody said, it's too complicated. So are you serious? So yeah. So he goes and he speaks to the Rav. And the Rav says, yeah, we made a decision here in the community. It was getting out of control. Sometimes it's kosher, sometimes it's not. So what's the nimshal? The nimshal is that a lot of people, there's somebody in this room, I'm not going to say who, he spoke to me on Friday, he spoke to me today. He tells me he learns iyun, a lot of iyun. So I said, no, but seriously, how many days a week? He says 2-3 days. Because, his chaber doesn't show up here, this, that. I said, so, because you want to do iyun, you want to be a perfectionist, so you're missing out all those other days. That's mamish, the mashal of the horse. Because you can't do it perfect, so that's why you're not going to learn those days. That's giving up. That's saying, okay, let's just eat horse meat. Let's not do it. A lot of people, they'll say, I'm an Iyun guy. And then what's well, you don't learn Iyun, and then what? You don't learn at all. So that's mamish. It's the same thing. If you think about it, it's the same thing. Okay. So, Zok the Gemara. Oh. So the reason Rish Lakish says that if you leave a non-kosher animal, you bring a non-kosher animal on the Mizbeach, Malkus. Why? Because I could be medayik it from the lav. Tahira in, Tmei Eloi. The Torah says you should bring a kosher animal onto Mizbeach. Meaning that if it's not kosher, you're not allowed to. Since I can infer it from the positive is put a kosher animal on, you did the negative, that requires malchus, he says. Interesting. There's no such thing. You don't get malchus on something that you were medayik. If the Torah says don't do something, you get malchus. But because the Torah says you should do something, and you did maybe the opposite of it, you don't get malchus for that. But wait a minute, here we have famous psukim in the parasha of what we're allowed to eat, all the kosher animals. This is what you should eat. And not something that's an animal who's tamei. I say. Over here we say mefurish that you get that a lav abba m'klal say. Oh, and over here, what's the point? There's a nice Rashi that we have to see here. Rashi says, how do I know to get a loisa? Why does the Torah, Rashi asks, why does the Torah say the Isser of loisa chelu? Shouldn't you be medayik yourself? The Torah says you should eat kosher animals, so that means that if you don't eat a kosher animal, if you eat a non-kosher animal, you're even a lav. So why does the Torah have to say that you get a lav for doing it? You see that you're not medayik. The Torah is telling you not to be medayik such a thing. There's a continuation, Rashi says here. The Gemara is missing a few words. From the fact that the Torah says you should eat kosher, the Torah could have just stopped there. If it's not kosher, then you're over lav. No, but the Torah continues and says, Loisei chelu, do not eat those. Oh, because you shouldn't be medayik for malchus. Everybody agrees you don't get malchus when you put a non-kosher animal on the mizbeach. Ki pligi b'chayo. Oh, if you put, let's say, a deer on the mizbeach. A who? A giraffe. A giraffe. That's why it was there. Voch yitmar. Oiver ba'asei. We were just discussing on Friday. If you have a giraffe, maybe that's a way that you could stand outside of the Beis Hamikdash and do the shechita without a long knife. There'll be a little bit of a problem. His feet are over in the tzafayim, but he sticks his neck out. Okay, it's probably not such a great. Huh? No, you just give him some food and he bends down and then you. I didn't hear. It doesn't count. Ariel doesn't count because I didn't hear. You get another one. Very, very keep ligi b'chayo. B'chi yitmar. Rechon omar over ba'asei. Rish Lakish omar ein over b'v'loi klum. On this, Rabbi Yochanan says he's over in asei. Rish Lakish says you don't get any avera. Rechon omar over ba'asei behema in chayaloi. Here's a question that no one in the Hebrew shir got. I believe some of you are going to get this one. What kind of animal is a dog? Is a dog a behema or a chaya? Anybody?
I say a chaya. No, behema.
Wow.
I'm going with behema.
Wow. It's more similar to a goat than a. What about a wolf?
It is a wolf. It's like a wolf.
Oh, and what is a wolf? A chaya. I would say a chaya. No, anyways, anybody else?
My first guess.
What's a domesticated wolf? Let's say I have a domesticated lion. What is it?
What, still chai?
Like a little cat. Little cat. Anybody? What are you saying? Anybody want to say behema? No? I said no. No one from the Hebrew shir got it. Wrong. What do you say?
I'm going to go.
Let's ask this guy. It's a machlokes. We go with the most told that it's a chaya. Okay, I think we're passing like it's a like the Tanakh because Rameir says it's a behema actually. I think. Zog the Gemara. The Torah says it's better to bring domesticated animals. Don't bring a deer. But if you brought one, you're not over on anything. It's a suggestion. It's better to bring a cow and a goat. It's a bigger mitzvah maybe. Better. Matziv Rava. So Rava asks a question on Shlokish. You're allowed to bring a deer to the mizbeach, he says. Question. Ilu nemar korban l'Hashem behema. Ha'isi yomer chaya b'chlal behema. If it says behema, so I would say, you know what? Venison is also part of behema. You guys know what venison is? Deer. Good. It also says here's the Mefurish pasuk. It says this is the animal behema you should eat, and it goes on to list shar, sek, savim, v'seizim, and then also it says ayol tzvi. Part of the list of the behema is a chaya. In other words, we could call even a chaya behema. It's not the end of the world. That's why the Torah adds bakar v'tzoyin. No, you cannot bring a chaya. No. So if you pause over here, we have a problem with the Rish Lakish. Rish Lakish says you could bring a chaya onto the mizbeach. Heavy kosher. I think it's okay. You shouldn't, but if you do, it's kosher. I don't like to knock the Israelis all the time, but anybody that lived in Chutz La'aretz knows right away that a lot of times you go to a store over here and you ask for A and they give you B. And you look at it, he says, no, taminni. He says, Tov. I don't want this. I asked for vanilla. No. Chocolate, you tell me vanilla. Excuse me. I asked. That's how it goes over here. You know what I'm talking about? Huh?
In the tile store.
In the tile store. No. You don't want the non-slip. Slip is what you want. You don't want white. You want dark. If you get white, you'll see the stains. I'm telling you. I promise you. I have this in my own house. This is what you should get. Smoch alai. They always say smoch alai, tamilni. Say tel tov. Yeah. And I said, a lot of people have mices. My mefurish mice that I had. I don't want to forget this one that Dave screamed out from the top over there. His own mother, Maisa Shaya, his own mother went to the store to get glass cups. So the guy tells her, this glass is unbelievable. If it falls on the floor, it's not going to break. It's mamish, it's break proof. And he gives her a whole speech, and she says, yeah, but all I needed this for a chuppah. After a chuppah, it cracks like this in a second. All you need to do is stop on it like in a second. My sister shared with me, I asked somebody how to get to a certain place. He says, why do you want to go there? So I said, I need to get this and this. He goes, are you crazy? Go over there. If you want that, you go that way. I'm telling you, that store is much better. Like, I asked you how to go over here. Just tell me, right or left. Okay, next. So now, once we're there, is a Talmud, Shomalei Rabbi, his Rebbe says, Haveli Chidim, go get me some wheat. V'hevri Chidim Usayrim. So he got him what he asked, but a little bit more too. He gave him also barley. She'ena Kimav al Dvarov. He's not being chutzpahdik. He gave him a little bit more than he asked. Because that's okay. Talmud loymar, I would think, I said, I want you to bring these korbanos, don't add. Do me a favor, these are the only ones. Cows, sheep, that's it. No deer. What is it similar? It's like a Rebbe that told his Talmud, Elochitim, he added that word, only wheat, nothing else. And he decided to do more, but he told him only this. Here, like this guy right over here. We have a mamish.
אני עייף קצת. תעשה טובה, אני רוצה רק קפה.
כן, הרב. סליחה על ההמתנה, הרב. רק קפה בבקשה.
תביא לי קפה בבקשה.
בבקשה רבנו, שימו לב. זה אספרסו, ריסטרטו, לאטה המאקיאטו, תה עם לומניה, קפה הטורקי קטן, מצה, לאטה הוורדה, עמוקה, קרמה, קורטדו, פיקולו, תה שחור קלאסיקו, מאקיאטו, פיקולו, והרבתה עם מנטה פרשה.
Now you understand the sugya, Givaldik. If he says rak, you just bring one. If he doesn't say rak, then you're able to give as many as you want. Okay? Rabbi Schwartz, rak maim, okay? Look at these things over here. Today we're rak maim.
Today it's only one.
Okay, good. You learned the sugya on Friday. Sometimes it's like 4. I was giving Musa to one of these kids, my pet peeve. The kids that come to the shir, they take 4 cups. In Eretz Yisrael, we're very careful with the environment. We don't like. So then they made fun of me because I had 4 things here, but each one was double too, so it's 8 cups. But I didn't put it here. I didn't ask for it. But rakmaim, okay, that's okay, fine. Now that guy's chutzpahdik. When the Rebbe says only, so it's only, you stick to what he says. You don't try to be nice. Apostle. That's why it's possible. When the Torah says only sheep and cows, goats, sheep, cows, bulls, that's it. Anything else is possible. The Rish Lakish said they could bring a deer onto the Mizbeach. So it's a kasha. Amud Beis. Sponsored by Adar Global, specialist in international financial services. Anonymous as the schus v'atzlachim ruchnis and gashmis. Anonymous in the schus in support of Torah that all tests should come back 100% healthy for me and my family. So we had the Mishnah that these psulim that accepted the dam. People that are not kosher for the avoid in the Beis Hamikdash. We see this concept of shirayim already. We spoke about it a few times. What happens if somebody who's pasul receives the blood? Does the remaining blood in the animal, the shirayim, the leftover blood in the animal, does it become pasul automatically? Is there some sort of connection between the vessel that he's holding and he's pasul? And he made the blood maybe in the animal no good. So even though there's blood spritzing out of the animal's neck, and you could l'chayra go with another vessel and grab more blood and make the carbon kosher, but since he's pasul and he already received the blood, maybe he ruined all the blood, the leftover blood in the animal. No, it's only when a person has the thought of pigul or chutz l'makam. And the reason is, then he ruins something else. Then he can ruin the rest of the animal. Since it's a deraisa, midiraisa, you could have a thought and ruin other things. You're over. Interesting thing happened on Friday. I had a hunch that the olam is not 100% with this pigul thing. So I asked everybody, I said, do you think we should make another video that maybe explains it better? So 2 guys raised their hand. Yeah, they didn't have a problem raising that. So I said, I'll explain it again. So I explained it. When I was done explaining, a bunch of people said, you know what? I think you should make a video. Now we just got confused. So I'm going to explain it. Let's do it again because we're going to see it many, many times, all the way throughout the entire Masechta. It's super simple. But there's little additions, little things that go on. So let me try to say it as simple as I know how to say it. Let's talk about pigul, not chutz l'makam. We'll talk about chutz l'makam, which is very similar. But pigul, what's pigul? Pigul is that a person who's a kohen performing the avodah can be one of the 4 avodas. What are the avodas? Shchita, Kabbalah, Halacha, Zrika. During one of those 4 avodas, he thinks in his mind that he's going to eat this carbon in a future date. Okay? That's pigul. Now, the future date has to be past the time that you're allowed to eat it. You're allowed to eat a carbon for 1 day, sometimes 2 days. So just to be safe. He thought in his mind he's going to eat it in 3 days from now. There is no such carbon. You can't eat any carbon in 3 days from now. So he thought to himself that he's going to eat this carbon. That's all he thought. That is a bad thought. That's a thought that ruins the carbon and it becomes pigul right away. So that's pigul. Now, there's a few little parts that we have to add to this. Part number one is you don't get chorus for that thought. In order to get the thought is pigul. That's pigul. Pigul means that you thought outside the allotted time. As you're doing one of these 4 avodas, you thought to yourself, you're going to eat it in 3 days from now. That is pigul. Now, in order to get chorus, you have to actually eat the animal. If you take a bite out of it, and it doesn't have to be in 3 days from now, it could be today, right after you finish the 4th avodah of Zrika, you take a bite out of it, you get chorus. If you don't take a bite out of it, you still ruin the animal, it's possible. Now, where people start getting confused is that the thought, what is the thought? The thought is that he is going to eat the animal in 3 days from now. Well, you could also think a couple other thoughts that are within the category of eating. And one of them is, I'm going to throw the blood on the Mizbeach in 3 days from now. Why? Because throwing the blood on the Mizbeach is the eating of the Mizbeach. The Mizbeach eats, so to speak. It's a ruchnius eating. The Mizbeach eats the blood. So you could eat it at a barbecue, the actual meat, or the Mizbeach, you could throw the blood. That's one thing that confuses people. So that's pigul. That's it. Few other things that when you have this thought of pigul, you're not supposed to think about something else. Because if you thought, let's say that I'm not making a carbon chatas, I'm making a carbon asham, I'm making a taida, that ruins the pigul thought. The pigul thought has to be just that. That's another halacha we learned. Chutz l'makom would be the same exact thing. During one of the 4 avodas, the kohen is thinking in his mind, he's going to eat it today, but in Bet Shemesh. His thought is that the place where he's going to consume it is not in the Beis HaMikdash. That's chutz l'makom. Or he's going to do the zrika, let's say, outside of the Beis HaMikdash. Fine. So that's pigul. I think we'll do another video that's very, maybe without humor, just straight halacha, and then we'll get it, because we're going to say the word. I don't want to repeat it every time. We're going to say pigul, 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 and people are like, what is pigul? Simple. Okay. So he says like this: when a person has the thought of pigul, he ruins the animal, but not if you receive the blood in a vessel and take it outside. Okay. Rav Zvid Masni Hacha. Rav Zvid said the question was slightly different. Who, the counterpart of Rabbi Yochanan, but Rabbi Yochanan found him. He was a very powerful person physically. He was able to jump, and he was a great robber. And then he did tshuva, and he became Rish Lakish. So Rish Lakish is asking Rabbi Yochanan, Kais pasal maushi yasa shirayim. Let's say somebody, kohen who's kosher, he took the vessel of blood, he took it outside of the Beis HaMikdash. What is that called? Taking something outside of the Beis HaMikdash? Yaitse. It makes it possible. Now, does that create, he's kosher. The guy himself is a kosher person. The question that we asked before is that the guy himself is not kosher. Let's say he's Yisrael, I don't know what. But here, it's a real kohen, he's kosher, but he did something that made the blood not kosher. Does that ruin all the leftover blood? Sometimes, let's say it takes a full minute for the blood to come out of the neck. So during that, he took the blood, he ran outside, and now, how did I bring it outside? Let me redo it. Could he chop another, more blood and redo the Kabbalah Sadam? Omerlei Apostle. I'm sorry. Omerlei Puzzle Gufei Masvirloch. First, you have to know what happens with the first question. If the guy himself was puzzle, what do you hold? If a guy receiving the blood is puzzle, and he creates a situation where all the blood in the animal is puzzle. So the same halacha would be in your case where a kosher kohen ran outside with the blood, everything in the neck of the animal now becomes possible. But if a non-kosher person, kohen, Yisrael, whatever he is, but he's not good for this avodah, doesn't ruin the blood in the animal, so so to your question that you asked me, if you ran outside with the blood, won't make it shirayim. Rabbi Yirmi and Rabbi Yirmi says the question was different. Abba asked Rabbi, Givaldic question. The Kohen goes with 2 vessels and he receives blood in both vessels. And he takes the kais and he sprinkles it on the Mizbeach. And now he looks down and he has another cup in his hand full of blood. What halacha does this blood have? Now, what do you do with the leftover blood in the original one? What do you do with that? Huh? And what do you do with it? Put it on the side of the Mizbeach. Here. This is not a great picture. I don't like this so much, but let's pretend this is the right thing. It's like a drain, but you don't really put it on the drain. You put it on that base, the part that juts out on the bottom. You pour it on there, and eventually it makes it to the drain. You don't pour it directly into the drain. Okay. Not like that. Okay, you're doing a lot of not like that. Where's that? What is this? I have no idea. This is just Zrika? No. Not like that either. I just wanted the video of, I thought, Dave, if you see the video with maybe it's this? Oh. Yeah, this is it. You pour it on all the green, anything that's green, that's where you pour it. You pour it on that. Great. Okay, that's what I was looking for. The green part, that's where you pour it, and you see in the bottom of the green, right over there, it's like 2 holes. No, they disappeared. But anyway, fine. That's what you do with the leftover. But what do you do with the kli that's in your left hand, in your your second kli? What do you do with that? Is that considered leftover and you pour it on the base of the mizbech, or you should pour it into the drain? There was an amas hamayim. There was like some sort of river that it's not clear exactly what it was. Some river ran right through the Azara, because think about it, you needed a lot of water there to rinse out all the korbanos, to rinse out the floor of the, there's a lot of blood over there. How did they rinse it out? So they had a water source, came right through the Azara. So take it, pour it into that, and later on they would sell it to the farmers, whatever. It says, is it pushed off? And therefore you throw it into the drain, into the sewer system, or you pour it onto the mizbeach itself. We have a little bit of a contradiction. It says you should pour blood. Then it says all of the blood. So which one is it? Is it the blood or is it all the blood? Let's say the kohen received the blood in 4 different vessels, and he used all 4 because the chatas, he's supposed to put it on all 4 corners. All 4 cups, they're all considered what? Leftover. And what do you do with the leftover? Onto the base of the mizbeach. I would think that the same thing applies if you took 1 of the 4 cups, and that's what you used it for. Maybe the other 3 should also pour onto the base. No, not kol damai, as damai. Haketzad. From these 2 psukim, you see that whatever vessel that you use, then you have left over, that goes onto the mizbeach itself. But if you never even used it, it was just in your hand, what do you do with it? Lo you pour it into the drainage system. You received the blood in 4 cups, and you used only 1 out of the 4 cups for your zrika. How do you know? He argues and he says all 4 cups go onto the base. So in our case, the Gemara's question: what if you received 2 cups of blood? The answer is simple. According to Rabbi Lazar, it would go on the base. But according to Chachamim, it goes into the sewer. What do you do with the pasuk that seems not all the blood, just called dama? The leftover blood that's in the animal's neck. By the way, I'm sitting here next to Eitan G, who made his first Shnai Mikra of Echotargum Siyum. So I want to we're going to helicopter one of these days. Dov Harris sent me, he says, some people, they they say, I have a way that makes it much easier. You say one mikra with the balkaire. And then, you just save yourself the 14, 15 minutes that it takes to do the whole parish in one shot.
It's too risky.
So what?
Please don't.
Who?
Please don't.
Please don't. So that's exactly what I told him. I said, I can't push something that I'm very not into. First of all, I tried it myself. It doesn't work for me. I'm not concentrating on the Kriyas Torah. I'm always catching up with the Blakara. I miss a word here or there. It's just not good. Second of all, it disturbs the guy next to you. Because you're a big tzaddik, you have to be mashmiel aznav, you have to make sure that your only ear hears it. So the guy next to you hears the Blakara and you're like, shh, what do you want from me? And then the worst thing is that it disturbs the Blakara. You'll ask Balikaira, they go crazy from it.
It assumes you're in shul on time.
On time, dude, that's 1 hour into shul. I don't know about your place.
You say 8 o'clock, it's early.
Yeah, okay.
A little early on Shabbos.
Good point.
Yeah. Just saying.
Okay, anyway. So I'm not, it's a way, if you got stuck and you're like trying to catch up, do it, just don't disturb other people. It's also not lechatchila so much to do one mikra, one targum, than one mikra. It's better, I believe, I'm pretty sure it's better to do the 2 chumash than the unkelis at the end. Okay, but each to their own. It's a way, just a final reminder for the rest of the season. Maybe we'll mention once in a while, but that's it. I'm done with the pushing monthlies. I'm done with pushing Kaddish. Done with pushing Shnai Mikra. We're on to the next thing. Now we're going to have to start pushing the Shabbaton or something. It's coming up in 3 months. Oh, let's just look at this real quickly. Simple sugya. This is the 3 cases that we had in the Mishnah. They're all basically the same, very similar, and that's exactly what the Gemara is bothered by. Why do we need 3 cases? If somebody was kosher, received the blood, perfect. Then he gave it over to his friend, Yisrael. You don't deserve to hold it. You can't hold it. So what do? You return it to the original kohen. Let's say he received it with his right hand, and then he put it in his left hand. What do? You put it right back in the right hand. I took it and I received it in a golden kli from the Beis Hamikdash, and I put it into my plastic thing out of my bathroom. What do? You pour it right back into the gold. You're good. Why do you need 3 cases? Aren't they all the same? Says the Gemara. We got to rush a little bit because these guys are coming in. They're waiting outside, actually. There's a lot of Israelis. So we have to hurry up. I don't know if we're going to do all of it, but we'll do as much as we can in the next 2 minutes. I think that the first one is talking about a Tameh guy. The Chazil Avodas Tzibur. We know that somebody who's Tameh, we had a whole sugi about it, that Tuma Hutra B'Tzibur. That even a Tameh Kayin could perform the Avodah in certain circumstances. However, I was small, but the left hand is never available to perform the Avodah. V'yashmin is small, this is like Sheirel B'Yom Kippur. Oh, but there is a little bit of a caveat, I don't know if that's the right word here, but on Yom Kippur, when the Kohen is holding, the Kohen Gadol is holding the Ketores and the coals, so he holds the coals in his right hand and the Ketores in his left. So he does use the left hand. But you never use your negovas or plastic thing from the bathroom. You could make it kaddish, maybe so we're not talking about a plastic thing, something else. You could possibly make it kaddish if you want to. That's why simple tzrichusa of all 3 cases. As the Gemara when you give the blood to a non-kosher kohen, non-kosher human being, and he gives it back to you, for that moment that he was holding it, it got pushed off. He can't do it at that moment. He can't perform the avodah. Why is that not considered pushed off? I mean, it should be pushed off forever. Because it goes according to Chonan HaMitzri, the less the Chuyin he holds, there is no such thing as pushing off forever. It's not. Chonan HaMitzri Omer, Afilu Dam Bakois, maybe Chaverim Zavig Loi. So there's a case of Yom Kippur, you bring the 2 goats, and one of them you throw off a cliff, and the other one you shecht. Now what happens if one dies before you're able to perform the avodas and everything? So you have to restart the whole thing. There's a machlokes, and Chonan HaMitzri says, I argue, you don't have to restart the whole thing, bring 2 new goats and redo it, just bring another one. Because the one that's alive is not pushed off. He doesn't hold of being pushed off. Rashi Omar Kol Shebiyadai Loi have a dichui. Anything that's in your ability to change. So let's say it's in your left hand. You put it in your left hand. It's not dachui now. You're right. You can't do the avodah when it's in your left hand, but you could just go like this. Put it right back. Oh. So anything that's in your ability to change is not considered dachui. So interesting taisus here. What about a person who goes off the derech? We know that a person who becomes a mummer, his avodah, his karbanos become dachui. As taisvus, why is it dachui? Everybody has the ability to do tshuva on the spot, so it's biyadai. It's in his ability, nobody else, not his father's. He's going to force him to be from. He himself can decide, I want to be shomer Torah mitzvahs, and therefore, why is it considered pushed off? Says taisvus. The last words on this Amud. Kivin de ein daiti lachzor. Interesting. I think what he means is, it's a little lumdish. He's saying, right now the guy is not interested. Varaya, he doesn't believe in Hashem. So what do you mean he could? Right now, when you have a kli, the guy's interested to do the right thing. It's in the wrong hand. He'll grab it. It's biyada. But over here, you can't say, oh, he could. In other words, he's tightening up. Kol shebiyada means not that he's able to do it, but that it's available to do, and that's not considered available. Should we stop here?
No.
Okay.
They can wait.
To where? To Gufa? Okay, we'll go to Gufa. Or Reb Shaya. This is a murdik and niggin, Rabbi Isai. Oh, yo, Reb Shaya ben Reb Moshe. The Olam is a singing Olam. It's the Los Angeles crowd, I think. No, the reason why I'm excited, Rabbi, so you're not going to see this name very often. Shaya. What's Shaya? Omer of Shaya. Shin Yud Yud Aleph. Very rare. You see Shaya, Yishaya, not Shaya. Anyway, say the Rav Ashi Mistabra. Look it up. I don't know. Yosef, look it up on your program. See how often it's brought down in Shas. Shaya, Shin Yud Yud Aleph. I doubt it's it's under 5. Say the Rav Ashi Mistabra. No? Kavasei Rav Ashi Mistabra. Man Shamas Le, the Islay, the Chuyin, Rabbi Yehuda. Who holds this concept of pushing things off? It's Rabbi Yehuda. It's not. If the blood was spilled, then the one that's about to be thrown off the cliff, he must die without being thrown off the cliff. But if the one that's about to be thrown off the cliff dies before he was thrown off, Yishabech Adam, there's nothing you can do. Yishabech Adam. And we see that anything that's in his hands is not considered pushed off. This is a beautiful thing. We're going to see Yoshi did a great picture. It's not in today's daf, it's tomorrow's. That on Erev Pesach, there's so many korbanos, millions of korbanos, so they would put a plug in the Beis HaMikdash, and the blood would just fill up to the point where it got to people's knees. That's mine? Oh, okay, fine.
Israelis.
I don't know why he's videoing me, but okay, maybe he's outside. So, and says Rabbi Yehuda, you take 1 cupful and you do a zrika. Why? Because perhaps one of the korbanos they messed up and they didn't do a zrika for it. You put it on the base of. It's spilled on the floor. You see from there, tomorrow we're going to discuss this at length. You see that anything that you're able to do right now is not considered pushed off. Rabbi said with the Voch, only one. Shai is only one time in the entire Shas. Shkoyach, have a wonderful week.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.